Good morning. As you can tell, this is the real me, first thing in the morning. Actually, it's not first thing. Mike and I have been up for a little while, and we have spent some time on the deck, enjoying a few moments of quiet time and Bible study together. The other night, I had a very vivid dream about a loved one I've been praying for, and there's a tremendous burden on my heart. I will spare you the details for now, but in this very vivid, very emotional dream, there was a conversation about grace. And the loved one I was praying for, or am praying for in my dream, was arguing over what they understood grace to be. And my point was, what does the Bible say? And for some reason, the Book of Colossians was brought up in the discussion in my dream. And so I've never pursued the Book of Colossians as a study for grace. I know that Ephesians 2:8-9 says that it is for by grace that we are saved through faith. It is not of works, lest anyone should boast, but it is the gift of Christ. And so I understand that. I understand that I have been graced tremendously. So therefore I understand that I must extend that same kind of grace. I must forgive as I have been forgiven. I must love as I have been loved. But what does the Book of Colossians have to say about it? So this morning, Mike and I just sort of slowly read through the first 14 verses of chapter 1 of Colossians. And I just wanted to share with you a couple of things that are standing out to me. And I will be studying this, reading it, thinking about it, praying about it. But one thing, or a couple of things that stood out for me, is in verse 5. It says that hope springs up from what we know, our hope to be laid up in heaven. And out of that hope of what we have in heaven springs love for the saints, other believers. Predominantly, though, what I see is that in, I believe it was verse 5, maybe 6, it starts talking about, since you have heard and understood the gospel of grace. So my question is, do we really understand what the gospel of grace is? Have we heard the word of truth in the gospel? And what do we understand the gospel of grace to be? Another thing that stood out to me is later it talks about how Paul was praying for the Colossians that they would have all wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives. And so my prayer today, and will continue to be, is that the Lord would allow you to receive all of the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives as we pursue to understand what the gospel of grace is. And out of that hope for what grace has provided for us in heaven, that we would have love for the saints and that we would share the gospel in our home, in our marketplace, our workplace, our community, and around the globe. I believe that's what Paul was talking about in the first few verses of Colossians, was that when we understand the gospel of grace, it's not just for us, it's for the whole world to know and understand. So, be blessed, be filled with all of the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives, and have a great day.